Days of Our Lives Spoilers, January 27, 2026. What is up, my fellow Salemites? Welcome back to the channel. The spoilers for Tuesday, January 27th, and the rest of this week are absolutely unhinged. We are talking about the kind of reveals that changed the landscape of the show for years. We finale, who is buried in the DiMera crypt. And let me tell you, the answer is going to send shockwaves through the entire DiMera dynasty. Plus, we have Abe Carver walking blindly into a trap, so heartbreaking, I almost can't bear to watch it. Grab your coffee, or maybe something stronger, because we need to talk about Stefano, the ultimate betrayal of Abe Carver, and why Chad DiMera is making a mistake that might cost him everything. Let's dive in. 1. The DiMera Crypt Mystery, The Phoenix Falls. Okay, let's start with the headline news. The big one. The mystery of the bones. Remember when Theo was held captive in the DiMera wine cellar, crypt area, and stumbled upon those skeletal remains? And remember how the show kind of glossed over it because everyone was too busy panicking about the kidnapping? Well, the Salem PD lab, which, let's be honest, usually takes 6 months to process a parking ticket, has actually come through. The identity of the skeleton has been confirmed. Are you ready for this? It is Stefano DiMera. Yes, the Phoenix himself. Now, I need to pause here and really analyze what this means. We have buried Stefano so many times I have lost count. We've seen him die. We've seen him as a microchip in Steve Johnson's brain. We've seen him as a portrait that seemingly watches everyone. But finding his bones in the family crypt? This feels final. Or does it? Here is my theory, and I want you guys to tell me if I'm crazy in the comments. Is this actually Stefano? Or is this another one of Dr. Rolf's twisted masterpieces? We know Rolf is lurking around Salem right now. We know he's not there for a vacation. Is it possible that Rolf planted these remains to fake Stefano's death definitively, allowing the real Stefano, if he's somehow still alive in some form, maybe cryogenically frozen again, to operate in the shadows? However, if we take this at face value, the psychological impact on the DiMera children is going to be catastrophic. This isn't just Dad is gone. This is Dad has been rotting in the basement while we were eating dinner upstairs. It is macabre, it is dark, and it is quintessential Days. 2. Kristen vs. EJ, the fracture in the dynasty. This news brings us immediately to Kristen and EJ. Spoilers tell us that Rafa Hernandez delivers this bombshell to the DiMera mansion. You would think, in a moment of such grief, siblings would come together, right? You would think EJ and Kristen would hug it out. Absolutely not. This is the DiMeras we are talking about. Kristen is already in a fragile state. She's mourning the loss of her brother Peter, or so she thinks. He still have my doubts about that death too, and she's dealing with Rachel acting out. When she hears about Stefano, she is going to shatter. But here is the fascinating character beat. She explicitly rejects EJ's comfort. Why? I have been thinking about this a lot. I think Kristen looks at EJ and sees too much of Stefano. EJ tries so hard to be the patriarch, to be the king of the family, and right now, Kristen doesn't want a king. She wants a father. And EJ's cold, calculating comfort probably feels like a slap in the face. Also, let's look at the power dynamics. With Stefano officially dead, the throne is empty. Kristen and EJ have always had this underlying rivalry. By rejecting his comfort, she is also rejecting his authority. She is essentially saying, you are not the head of this family, and you don't get to manage my grief. I predict this is the start of a massive civil war between these two. We are going to see a battle for DiMera Enterprises that will make their past fights look like playground squabbles. 3. Chad's moral dilemma, protecting or controlling. Now, let's talk about Chad. Oh, Chad. He always tries to be the white sheep of the family, doesn't he? He tries so hard to be the moral compass. But spoilers say that while Chad learns the truth about Stefano's remains, he makes a conscious decision not to tell Theo immediately. On the surface, this looks like kindness. Theo is recovering from trauma. He was the one who found the bones. Chad probably tells himself, I'm protecting Theo. He's been through enough. But let's peel back the layers here. Is it really protection? Or is it control? This is a classic DiMera trait seeping out of Chad. DiMeras believe they know what is best for everyone else. They withhold information for your own good by hiding this from Theo. Chad is denying Theo the closure he deserves. Theo found the body. He has a right to know. I feel like this is going to backfire spectacularly. Secrets in Salem have a shelf life of about 5 minutes. When Theo finds out that Chad knew and didn't tell him, especially considering the close, almost brotherly bond they have, it's going to feel like a betrayal. It creates a wedge between the Carvers and the DiMeras just when they should be united. And honestly, I think Chad is scared. He's scared that if he admits Stefano is dead, he has to face the reality of his lineage without the safety net of "my father made me do it." 4. The Abe and Liam betrayal, the most heartbreaking twist. Okay, folks, take a deep breath. We need to talk about the Abe Carver and Liam storyline because this makes my blood boil. The spoilers reveal that Rafa connects the dots. Liam Saleko was involved in the kidnapping of Theo and the others. But here's the kicker: Abe doesn't know yet. In fact, Abe is currently having therapy sessions with Liam. He is mentoring him. He is welcoming him into the fold. This is a masterclass in dramatic irony. We, the audience, know Liam is a snake, but Abe sees a troubled young man who needs guidance. Abe is such a good soul. He always wants to believe in redemption. But remember the history here? Liam isn't just some random bad guy. He is the guy who bullied Theo when they were kids. Let's analyze the psychology of Liam for a second. Why is he getting close to Abe? Is it guilt? Is he trying to subconsciously make amends for tormenting Theo by getting close to Theo's dad? Or is it something more sinister? Is he a sociopath who gets a thrill out of fooling the great Mayor Carver? I lean towards the sociopath theory. The fact that he can sit there, look Abe in the eye, and receive advice and kindness from the father of the man he helped kidnap? That is chilling. That is pure evil. When this truth comes out and Rafa is bringing the receipts, it is going to destroy Abe. Abe prides himself on being a good judge of character. To realize he let the fox into the henhouse. To realize he was sharing vulnerable moments with the monster who hurt his son. That kind of guilt can break a man. I am worried about Abe's health after this. We know he's had medical scares in the past. This level of emotional shock is dangerous. 5. Chanel, Paulina, and the hospital mystery. Briefly, let's touch on the price to pre-women. Johnny and Chanel run into Paulina at the hospital. Now, Paulina being at the hospital could mean anything. She's a hypochondriac sometimes, or she's there for Abe. But Chanel ending up there? The spoiler asks, what brought Chanel to the hospital? My mind immediately goes to 2 places. Possibility A. Pregnancy. It is a soap opera classic. Chanel and Johnny have been through the ringer. A surprise pregnancy would complicate everything, especially with the family dynamics heating up. Possibility B. The aftermath of the radiation of sludge storyline. Are we seeing long-term health effects? If Chanel is sick, it would force Paulina to stop her scheming and focus on her daughter. It would ground the show in some real human emotion amidst all the DiMera craziness. Personally, I hope it's not just a simple "she fainted from stress." Give us some stakes. If Chanel is in danger, it raises the stakes for Johnny, who is already dealing with his family falling apart. 6. Conclusion and predictions. So, let's recap the storm that is brewing for Tuesday, January 27th. Stefano is officially dead, found in the crypt, and the DiMera family is imploding. Chad is lying to Theo, setting up a massive conflict between the families. Liam is exposed as a kidnapper, and Abe is about to have his heart ripped out. My prediction for the rest of the week. Rafa is going to storm into that therapy session between Abe and Liam. He is going to arrest Liam right in front of Abe. Abe is going to try to defend Liam at first, confusing Rafa until the evidence is laid out. And the look on Abe's face. Get your tissues ready, guys. It's going to be an Emmy reel moment for James Reynolds. As for the DiMeras, I predict Kristen will go rogue. Without Stefano and rejecting EJ, she is a loose cannon. She might even team up with Rolf to try and undo death, leading us into a sci-fi storyline that only Days can pull off. What do you guys think? Is Stefano really gone? Will Abe forgive himself for trusting Liam? And what is wrong with Chanel? Let me know your theories in the comments below. I read every single one of them. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss a breakdown. Until next time, keep your eyes on Salem.